The application packet can seem overwhelming. There are just so many pages. Let's make it a little easier. The bare minimum you need to open a child support case is the application for non-assistance support enforcement services. This is a one-page document that asks for your contact information and how you would like to receive payments. The very first question we often hear from customers is, what does non-assistance mean? I want assistance. Shouldn't I be filling out the assistance application? The answer is that assistance in this case refers specifically to public assistance. If you are currently on public assistance, also referred to as TANF, you likely already have a case open. If you are not on public assistance, then you are non-assistance, and therefore this is the application for you. But let's put this form aside for the moment. While the application is the bare minimum to open a case, we need more information than that to get started. Whatever additional information you can provide will significantly speed up the process of establishing and enforcing child support. To help with this, there are 2 additional pages called the Child Support Referral. Again, these are not required to open a case, but having them completed will speed up the process. So that's 3 pages total. That's not so bad, right? The other pages in your application packet are for your information. You can set those aside for now. Let's start with the Child Support Referral, page 1. The first thing it asks is for information about the parents, and it is divided into 2 parts. One part is for the mother of the children, and the other part is for the father of the children. We'll start with the mother's information. First, let's be clear. The information in this example is completely made up, so put your own information here. For any information that does not apply, you can write NA in that space. For example, here for message phone, we will pretend that this mother does not have a message phone, and so we write NA for not applicable. Then let's say we don't know her cell phone. For cell phone, we will write UNK for unknown. If you put something in every box, even if it is NA or UNK, then we know that you have at least considered that box and provided all the information that you have. This may save you a phone call from us later asking for more information. Here we ask about the native language of the parent. This is important to make sure we are providing information in a way that they can best understand. Fill this out if the parent would benefit from receiving information in a language other than English. Otherwise, write NA. Next is tribal affiliation. We ask this because Washington State has an agreement with Washington tribes that impacts how child support is established and enforced. Last known employer and employer contact information, again, helps us with establishing and enforcing child support. Now we will complete the same information for the father of the children. Fill in each blank. If something does not apply, put NA for not applicable, and write UNK for unknown for any information you do not have. We need both parents' information for multiple reasons. Contact information helps us get in touch with them to ask questions. Physical description helps us make sure we're contacting the right person. Employer information helps us narrow down income information, which we need to establish and enforce child support. If you like, you can pause the video here while you complete the parent's information on your child support referral form. The next section focuses on the children. The first question here is, where do the children live? Do they live with their mother, father, or someone else? In our pretend application, we will answer with grandmother. Where the children are living tells us who is in custody of the children. Custody means who is caring for the children on a day-to-day basis. Any parent who is not in custody is referred to as the non-custodial parent. Did the non-custodial parent live or support the children in Washington State? This question is important as it helps us to determine if Washington has authority over both parents to establish and enforce child support. What percentage of time do the children reside with each party? Estimate the current situation as best you can. If the children do not live with either parent, then complete the last section on this page. In this scenario, we said they lived with grandma, so this is where grandma's information would go. If the children do live with one of the parents, there is no need to repeat that information here. You can write "See above" if you like. If you want, you can pause the video here to complete this section of your child support referral form. Now we come to this section where we enter the children's information: name, sex, social security number, and then we get to this question: did the father sign a paternity acknowledgement? We ask this question because it helps us understand if paternity has already been established. If you don't know if a paternity acknowledgement was signed, you can write UNK for unknown in this space. Date of birth, place of birth, and tribal affiliation come next. And then we get this question: did the mother become pregnant with this child in Washington State? This might seem like a strange question to ask, but where the child was conceived can impact Washington's authority to establish child support. This is especially important if one of the parents doesn't currently or has never lived in Washington State. Is there a child support order already in place for this child? Knowing this will help DCS determine the next steps. If there is an order, it would be wonderful if you can provide a copy. If you can't provide a copy of the order, at least try to provide an approximate date and the county and the state of the order. Fill out a section for each child of the parents listed on page 1 that live in your home. You can use a continuation sheet if you need. Marriage information comes next, and we ask about this because there are laws about marriage and parentage that can impact who is considered the legal parent. The next question asks if there are safety concerns for you or the children. If the answer to this is yes, be sure to ask DCS about the protections we have in place. If you or the children have ever been on public assistance in the past, even in another state, it is possible that an order exists that you may not remember. Filling out this section will tell us where we need to look. Of course, if you have a copy of the support order, please include a copy with your application. And if you've received payments directly from the non-custodial parent, you can give that parent credit by completing the Declaration of Support Payments. And now we are at the Declaration section. Read the statement and make sure you agree. Enter the city you are in when you sign the document, then sign and date. If you like, you can pause the video here and complete this page of the child support referral. Finally, we have arrived at the actual application. The first section is information about you: your name, phone number, social security number, and address. Next, put the non-custodial parents' names. In our case, while grandmother has custody of the children, both the parents are non-custodial parents. We will actually need to fill out 2 of these application forms, one for each non-custodial parent. Now enter where you would like child support payments to be direct deposited, and include a voided check. If you do not have a checking account, enter NA into these fields and DCS will issue you a DCS debit card for deposits. Next, read the declaration, enter the city you're physically in when signing, sign, and date. Finally, read the acknowledgement regarding any payments sent to you in error and decide if you would like to check no or not. Pause here if you like and complete this final page. And that's it! Review your application and make sure everything you provided is accurate to the best of your knowledge. When you are ready, put it in the envelope and send it in the mail. Within about 10 days, an introduction letter will be sent to you. If it has been more than 2 weeks and you haven't received an introduction letter, feel free to call the Division of Child Support and ask about your application status.